Well, hey there, and welcome back for another Secondhand Opinions video. I'm Jason Alderman, the internet's favorite fat mouth, fat ass, bringing you fat stacks of fuck facts. And today we're back over here at Breitbart to start off a two-article little short about following up on my comments about civil unrest escalating. Here are the clear signs of it if you haven't seen it already out there. Mentioned in a recent video, people are going to start taking matters into their own hands, understanding no one else can or will. Armed citizens moved to defend businesses in Kenosha Monday night as rioters torched the city, targeting businesses for the second night in a row. Protests swept the city as arsonists blatantly targeted businesses. Jorg Ventura, a field reporter for the Daily Caller, was on the scene and caught up with armed citizens attempting to stop the angry rioters from destroying businesses. "Nobody fuck with the business owners," one man said in a video showing two armed men walking beside a building. "They're probably with you. Fuck the government," another shouted. "These guys' business powers are probably out here with the BLM protesters," one of the men hailing from Milwaukee told Ventura. "They don't want the government to shoot people. They're against the government too. The government fucks with them every day. Taxes, shit like that." Anyways, people are now taking to the streets with rifles even more, and this was a quick response, 48 hours. And people are armed defending their town. Here at the Daily Mail and in Pennsylvania, homeowner shoots BLM protester taking part in cross-country march from Wisconsin to Washington, D.C. as demonstrator troops passed his property. A Pennsylvania homeowner shot a Black Lives Matter protester with a long-range rifle during a cross-country march from Milwaukee, Wisconsin to Washington, D.C. Monday night. Horrifying footage captured the moment the peaceful protesters were set upon by two white men who emerged from a nearby property in Cambria County and began firing shots at the crowd. One man was struck by a bullet and rushed to the hospital while fellow demonstrators jumped into cars and fled the scene. Protesters were taking part in a march through several states calling for an end to racism and police brutality, culminating in an event in the nation's capital on August 28th to mark the anniversary of Martin Luther King Jr.'s "I Have a Dream" speech. You know, just a point. It ticks me off. That's not the do people do some research? It's called the bounced check speech. You probably never heard the first third of that speech. Go look it up. Good God. It's not the "I Have a Dream" speech. That is a famous quote from the bounced check speech. Anyways, enough ramble and griping. The footage begins with protesters seen walking along a road in the dark before a gunshot rings out. Several people in the group appear to be confused, looking around them, while one of them says that was a gunshot. A smartphone camera pans around toward a property two men are seen emerging from. One of the men fires another shot and screams ring out, with the protesters running toward their cars. Activist Frank Nitti, who filmed the incident and shared it on social media, is heard telling everyone to get back to their cars. "Get back to their cars," he says. "Y'all get in the cars." So, yeah, there it is, guys. That came faster than maybe I kind of expected, but I knew it was going to happen pretty darn fast with the way things were going. Escalations are happening. I expect they're happening again tonight, and they're probably going to spread. Portland's going to be probably crazy. Parts of Washington are probably going to be crazy. Stay safe out there, folks. Keep your heads on swivels. If you live in one of these crazy towns, stay indoors if you can. Stay home, lock your doors, and stay away from these folks. Let's all pretend like our opinions matter and leave that shit in the comments below. And remember, this is social media, so do all the things.
When the architects of our republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, they were signing a promissory note to which every American was to fall heir. This note was a promise that all men, yes, black men as well as white men, would be guaranteed the unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is obvious today that America has defaulted on this promissory note insofar as her citizens of color are concerned. Instead of honoring this sacred obligation, America has given the Negro people a bad check, a check which has come back marked insufficient funds.